Welcome to Something to Talk About from the Bainbridge Island Senior Community Center. Vicki Browning has agreed to give us an update, an overview of the amazing Rotary auction, which is just around the corner. It's coming up on July 12th, which means that, of course, the Rotarians are working a lot now and will be all the way. I guess you get a day off for the 4th, so you can go volunteer for the chamber, right? But I want to, before we get started, thank Fieldstone Communities of Bainbridge Island for sponsoring Something to Talk About. They offer independent living and assisted living and memory care. And they also have day stay and respite programs. And they actually are planning a summer bash that's coming up on Thursday, July 31st from 11 to 4, with all proceeds going to Bainbridge Prepares. You can enjoy great food for a great cause. Look for the flyer. We have one up at Bisque, and there are others around town for Fieldstone Communities. Their number is 206-594-1010. Anyway, we were talking a little bit about Phil Toohey, who had hoped to join us, but Vicki, you were saying it's pretty busy to be the chair of the Rotary auction this time of year, so it's understandable that he might be doing something else pretty important.
Well, this is a spontaneous presentation, but I've actually participated in the Rotary auction for 23 years, so I kind of know what's going on. And I can understand that Phil is just up to his eyeballs in work. Getting ready for the auction is such an overwhelming responsibility, and the Rotarians so appreciate Phil taking it on for the second time and doing a fabulous job. So many things happen behind the scenes, but what the public sees is pretty overwhelming too. And let me start by just saying how much we appreciate the public's responsibilities and the jobs that they do, starting with the green team and volunteering for so many parts that we certainly couldn't do this.
Yeah, it definitely is a whole community effort, isn't it?
Well, at this point, there are 2,200 volunteers who have signed up. So you know that there's a lot of people taking place. And it's not just the people that volunteer, but it's the people that donate their treasures. And I know sometimes it's a big responsibility to say, okay, well, Grandma died, and so it's time to give her china and crystal and her wonderful antiques to somebody. And they know that when they give it to the Rotary auction, that the money's going to be spent wisely. Every single penny of our net proceeds goes back to either the community or to international projects. So know that when you donate, your money will be well spent. We will start receiving donations the day after the 4th of July. It's gonna be an overwhelming day. There have been so many confusions and problems with drop off. People need to know that they need to enter from the Sportsman's Club Road and head to the school at Woodward School so that they can make their donations.
So are you coming north on Sportsman Club or south?
South.
South. So what you do is you go up the highway.
Go up 305, turn on Sportsman, come down. Yes.
So that you're making a right turn into Woodward.
That's correct. And we're going to try something different this year that we've never done before, and that's have the trucks unload in a different place so the cars that are lined up don't have to wait in line so long while a truck is unloaded. And we made that possible by eliminating taking sofas this year. They take up so much space, but that's an area where we can pull the trucks in there and unload the trucks so that the cars don't have to wait quite as long for their donations. But we'll be taking those every day. And since this is spontaneous, don't have any notes in front of me. So
well, I'll tell you that I understand that it's from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. and it's the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. So that's going to be into next Wednesday. So Saturday.
And then on Thursday, we'll be pricing everything, cleaning everything up. And then on Friday evening, we'll have the preview where people can come and spot things and see what it is they want to buy the next day. Nothing will be sold that day, but we will have everything priced, and they'll get to look at it on that Friday night.
And there's a little fee for the preview too, right?
It's a donation.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
And that helps. It all goes to this good
It
cause.
all, yes, yes, that's correct. In
So,
fact, we used to charge, and you needed to have the money to get in. We've relaxed that, and it is, we'd like it if you make a donation when you come to preview, but you can come in whether you have a donation or not.
and I know that that the day of it is, a lot of people showing up right at
Eight
right at
o'clock,
sale time.
and they'll sing the national anthem and drop the barrier, and everybody can come rushing in, and hopefully nobody gets hurt.
That's right. Walk. Well, walk, please. Like they say on the ferry, walk, don't run. It will be there when you get there, you hope.
And
Anyway,
it's amazing we haven't had somebody trampled by now.
so your particular area you were saying is crystal and silver.
Yes, we call it tabletop treasures.
And so you've been doing that for a while.
About 23 years.
Wow. And
Yes.
do you work with the same folks most years?
The people that I've worked with have aged out. So,
Except you refuse to age out.
well, I think I've aged out too, but we are hoping to get some younger volunteers in our department. And we stand there and we wash dishes and we clean silver. And I think one of the amazing things about the auction is how many teenagers help. We so appreciate their strength and their imaginations and their willingness to help. And a portion of the money does go towards the youth and with scholarships. And so, but I don't really think that's why they volunteer. I think they volunteer because they want to volunteer and they see what a difference it makes when all this money goes back into the community.
Yeah, we have some great teenagers here on the island. They do a lot of stuff down with us here at the center, as you know, Vicki.
Yes, I do know. I'm so amazed at how much they do, and they're so appreciated at the auction. We do have sponsors of the auction too. I don't have that list in front of me, but it'll be posted, and it's certainly in our ads, so people could support the sponsors because their money goes into it as well.
Well, I will look. There's a website called Bainbridge Rotary Auction.org, which has all the details about what
Yeah.
you can donate and how that works. And so there's a button on here for sponsors, and I'm just going to name that Ace Hardware, Bainbridge Prepares, and Modern Collision are the platinum sponsors. And then there's a list of gold and silver and bronze and copper sponsors. So I won't name them all, but
Well, they're all appreciated. That's for sure.
and do you have any advice for people about how to make it smoother for folks who are volunteering and to make it smoother for the auction to go? Any tips about like knowing that you may not be, taking the bus to get there, that kind of thing?
Yeah, we'll have places where you can park the day of the auction. I know Bethany is one of them. And do you have I don't have that in front of me. So, but there are places where people can park and take a bus that day. I would just say come planning to have fun. Don't bring pets. They get in the way. In fact, I'd say probably don't bring strollers because it's not a fun event for kids, and there's so many people there. We want to just be sure that everybody is safe.
Yeah, all that information about the details that we're talking about. For example, the park and ride locations. Bethany is one of them, as Vicki said. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on Madison, Ordway right beside there, Bainbridge High School, the First Baptist Church, Sands Road. So there are places there, and you can find out all about, and you've done a wonderful job, or your team, your colleagues have done a wonderful job of putting this information up online at bainbridgerotaryauction.org.
Good. People can look there and know where they're going to park.
Yeah, know where you're going to park.
Parking is a problem. If somebody has been shopping and they have things and they don't want to go to their car because it's too far away, they have an opportunity to check it on the stage area in the commons area. They pay a fee to keep it there until the end of the day, and then that fee it goes to youth groups.
So, Vicki, do you have a memory or recollection of something about the auction that in the years that you've been involved that really sticks with you, something surprising or delightful?
I sure do. I've got lots of them. One that really strikes me is the year that I had telescopes in my department. I don't know anything about telescopes. And so at lunchtime, so we feed everybody. And so everybody was gathered in the commons for lunch. And I went in on the stage and I announced that I needed somebody to come and help me price telescopes. I had no idea how to price them. And so a young man about 10 or 11 years old came in after lunch and he said, "I'm here to help you price your telescopes." And so of
Oh my
course,
gosh.
yeah, thank you very much. And so after he got them all priced, and he was very authoritative. He said, "This one's cheap. You can sell it for $10, but this one over here, you'll probably get $100 for that, maybe 200. It's really nice quality." So I thanked him very much, and he left. And his mother came in, and she said, "You realize he doesn't know anything about telescopes?" And I said, "No, no, no. He was very good, and he was very helpful." Fast forward 10 years later, Rotary gave a grant to Battle Point Park to buy new telescopes. Guess who was the representative? I
Really?
I said to him, "Oh my gosh, you grew up." He was adult in charge of the telescopes in their
Awfully fun.
observation, and we had just given them we did give them a grant from the Rotary auction. So I was just blown away and thrilled that this kid that was so helpful with telescopes grew up and that was his expertise. And
That
that's
was, yeah, he definitely had the interest that he grew. And that's great. I mean, that's a wonderful story. And it also sort of speaks to the idea that we all have been living here and growing up here and growing old here, and we can continue to meet each other and greet each other and help each other through the Rotary auction.
And so many times I look around me at the auction and see little kids that grew up and are now big kids, or they're just graduated from college, or they just have a new family. And I said to one fella, "Oh my gosh, you grew up. What are you doing?" He said, "Well, I'm married now and I have two children." And I'm going, "Really?" They stick
That's
around.
great.
They come
So
they come
thank
back.
you very much for stepping in here and helping us tell the story of the Rotary auction, um, which is um,
July 12th.
July 12th. And I was just trying to think how many I know that, oh, it was born in 1960. So it was first created, as I understand it, to raise money to help with the library.
That's exactly right.
And it continues to pay dividends thanks to the great work of the Rotarians and all of us you inspire.
And
Have
all
you?
of those wonderful volunteers.
So Sheila Kerwin is here. What do you want to say, Sheila?
I just want. Well, I think Steve Stoley's got this book. I mean, it's a movie. Uh, One man's treasure is one man's.
That's right.
Yes, and the movie is fantastic. I've seen it,
Yes.
and it's really a lot of fun.
He did a good job. He came there and took pictures during it. He did a great job.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
And Vicki, thank you for doing a great job today. I really appreciate it.
Well, anything I can cover for Phil, I'm happy to do.
Okay. Have a successful uh, treasures,
Tabletop
tabletop
treasures.
treasures, and we can all have a safe and happy fourth, and then a wonderful the following weekend
Absolutely.
auction.